my name is Richard Lasciardo. I'm an MBA with 24 plus years of study abroad counseling experience. And today I'm going to discuss an important point about Canada study permit visa. This is very, very important because there are lots of changes. So students are confused. There are lots of videos available, but there is no proper clarity. So I thought, let me bring out this video. And if you like this video, then do like, share, and subscribe to others. Also, put your questions in the comment box, and I'll try to answer all those questions. Now, first, basically important is we understand that Canada has come up with lots and lots of changes, and there are changes almost like you can say every day. And as a result, there is a lot of negative news in the market, and that's why students don't want to apply to Canada. So I want to clear certain things in this video. And that's why basically this video is important because it will clear all your doubts and it will tell you whether you should apply to Canada or whether you should not apply. So let's start with first, what are the changes in Canada study permit visa? Okay, what are the changes? Now, most of these changes came from 1st January 2024 onwards. Now, the first major change that came was that PPP, public private colleges in Canada, were not allowed to basically issue post-study work permit. So now if you go to public private colleges, you study in those colleges, you do your postgraduate diploma, you 1 year program, 2 year program, you will not get post-study work permit, which is very, very important, which is the reason why people go to Canada. So all these colleges are out of demand. All these colleges are out of demand because Canada had housing problem, employment problem. So they have taken strict steps. They have identified colleges where they find probably they are not maintaining the quality. They are trying to get a lot of international students. They are not looking at the student to faculty ratio. And that is affecting the Canada job market. That is affecting the quality of Canadian education. And that is creating a problem in housing. So they have closed almost, I should say closed, because most international students will study in these colleges. Earlier, all these colleges were attracting lots of international students. Okay. So first major change is public-private colleges will, if you apply to those colleges, you will not attract post-study work permit. That's one of the reasons. Second is, earlier, basically, what happened was in Canada, people used to apply for diploma programs. Okay. And then let's say the wife applies for a diploma program, then he would apply husband on a dependent visa. So the wife used to carry the husband, the child, dependent visa was allowed, even for diploma programs. Okay, whether it is post-secondary diploma, that is after your 12th, whether it was a postgraduate diploma after your bachelor's. So it was allowed. Now, dependents are not allowed in diploma programs. So they have said dependents are not allowed in diploma program. So earlier, when you had applied and you used to carry dependent, now if you apply to diploma programs, you will not be able to basically take your spouse on a dependent visa. So that is out of question. Third is basically they have introduced a program alignment letter. Now, program alignment is we used to earlier say province, okay, attestation letter, PAL. So now it becomes program alignment letter. What they have done is what you study, they will check out whether that is in demand or not. So they will look at 5 years, 10 years demand, whether that job is in demand, and then you can apply to those programs. If you are applying to other program which is not in demand, then you may have problem in getting post-study work permit. So they have identified 966 courses, something, okay, where you can do these courses, any of those courses, and these courses have a long-term demand. That means there is a job for those courses. 5 years, 10 years hence, they find that these courses will be in demand. There is sufficient jobs, and if you apply to these jobs, you will be able to get work permit. So it's easy. Okay, that's one of the things that they have changed. In terms of work permit, also they have made changes. What is the changes? Earlier, 1 year, let's say if people used to apply for 1 year program, a diploma program, they used to get 1 year of work permit. And if they applied for 2 years of program or diploma program, they used to get a 3 years of work permit. Now they have removed it. Now your program is should have to be aligned with the program in demand. There's 966 courses, and on from this 966 courses we are applying, then you will be able to get with 1 year program, 1 year work permit, or 2 years program, you will get 3 years of program. If it is not in demand, then probably you will have difficulty in getting post-study work permit. So they have identified those courses that are in demand and they are wanting you to apply to those courses. So they are telling you. So that's a good sign, right? Now you will apply to courses which are in demand rather than applying to any courses which are not in demand, so that you don't have a problem later on after you finish the program that you don't find a job. So they are telling you that these programs are in demand. We have done the research. We find that there's a long-term demand for these courses. You apply for these courses and we will give you a post-study work permit. Okay, that's one of the things. Now they have identified 5 major sectors where the programs are in demand. In that, they have totally identified 966 courses. Which are those? One is agriculture, one is healthcare, one is STEM, one is trade, and one is transport. So these are the 5 major sectors. Now, in that, there are a lot of other courses which you can, where you will find those courses. Go to canada.ca, the official website of Canada, canada.ca. That's the official website of Canada. If you go to this website, you can find these 966 courses in demand. So
repeat once again, excuse me, Richard. You repeat once again. What is the website? Canada?
It's canada.ca.
Okay, .ca.
Right. So this code, if you go to the website,
what are the major sectors you had said? No, one is agriculture, healthcare, trade, and then
trade and transport.
Okay, thank you.
STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. In case you want the full form of STEM. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Okay, so STEM programs, agriculture, healthcare, STEM, trade, and transport. Okay, so these are the basically changes. What is one more requirement is they have increased the GIC requirement. What is GIC requirement? You have to block your funds in for your accommodation and living. Earlier it was 10,000 Canadian dollars and now it is 20,635. So they have increased the limit because overall cost of living in Canada has increased. So they have increased to 20,635. So you will have to block more funds. So earlier it was around 5-6 lakhs. Now it is around 11 to 12 lakhs. So your funds that you are going to block would be more. So that means people who have funds only can apply a reasonable amount of funds. So they have increased that amount. So the field of study, I've already told to you, dependents, spouse, children's basically are allowed for degree programs. Now understand, post-secondary diploma, postgraduate diploma, they have made a lot of changes. For degree programs, whether it is bachelor's, whether it is master's, whether it is MBA, or whether it is doctorate, they have not made changes. So they are attracting students to apply for degree programs rather than diploma programs. So I have told those 966 courses. Those 966 courses are eligible only for diploma programs and not for degree programs because there are no major changes. There are no changes in diploma in degree programs. In degree programs, still student can take dependents. In diploma programs, you cannot take dependents. Okay. So for a degree program, they believe that these students know what they want. And then if they are doing that 4 years of program of their interest, then they will get 3 years of post-study work. They, whether it is MBA, whether it is master's or whether it is bachelor's or whether it is doctorate, they will get 3 years of post-study work. They will have no problem in getting post-study work. But for diploma programs, to get work, it has to be aligned with the program in demand, the job in demand. Okay, the program in demand.
Your question, sorry to interrupt. Do they have GIC requirement also in degree program and all?
Yeah. GIC requirement is common, accommodation living cost.
Yeah, that is also increased. That is also increased.
Yeah, that is the cost of accommodation and living is increased for all.
Okay.
Whether you're diploma or degree, that is the accommodation living cost. That has been updated. So now the new accommodation living cost for 1 year has to be 20,635 Canada dollars.
Okay. And for degree
Okay.
programs, when a student does, so how many years he or she gets for this thing?
Three
As
years,
a
3 years.
3 years, okay.
3 years of post-study work permit. So a
Yeah.
degree program student will get 3 years of post-study program. Whether you apply for bachelor's, whether you apply for master's, whether you apply for doctorate. Am
Okay,
I
thank
clear? Okay. Now, diploma programs, students cannot take dependent, but degree programs can take the dependent students. Whether you have bachelor's, master's, MBA, they can take dependent students. So, wife can take husband for degree. So, degree program, no changes. The changes are only for diploma programs. Okay. Now, that means that these spouses can apply for open work permit as well. If basically husband goes, the husband can apply for open work permit. That means the husband is also allowed to work even if he goes on a dependent visa. Okay. Am I clear with all that?
Yes, yes, Richard.
Okay. The last is that postgraduate work permit extension. In pandemic, okay, in 2021, when pandemic happened, see, Canada is very sensitive. It's not that basically, you have a lot of negative news, but you have to understand they work as per basically what is in interest of the student. Okay, if you really want to see. In pandemic, when students had a problem, what happened is students finished the program during the pandemic, right? And there were no jobs because of lockdown, okay, because of the pandemic. Okay, there were situations, so there were no jobs. So during that time, Canada allowed 18 months of extension. So people who finished during the pandemic, they would get 18 months of work permit extension. So 1 year program will get 1 year work permit plus 18 months. 2 year program will get 3 years of work permit plus 18 months. So they used to get 18 months support. They also further renewed it further because in case the problem arrived and people arrived late, so they allowed extensions. But all these extensions ends on 31st December 2023. Now, no one will be given work permit extensions. Okay, 1 year program, 1 year work permit. Okay, or basically degree programs, 3 years work permit. If you get 3 years of work permit, in that 3 years, you are not able to get job, or 1 year you are not able to get job, you will not get extension. Am I clear with that? So these are the major changes. And because of these changes, lot of news in the market, lot of negative news in the market. But if you actually apply yourself, what Canada is telling is we want serious students. We want students who are interested in studying, who are interested in working, who are interested in PR. Now your work, they have aligned the work with the study. What it means is if you work in these programs, you will get a job. Your PR would be easier. You will get PR faster. Okay. So they have, you can to express entry to PNP, provincial nominee program, you can get your PR faster. So this is one major change that is happening. And because of these changes, the student is not getting right information. And if the student is not getting right information, the student is creating a lot of negativity that is not good to go to Canada now. Actually speaking, it is really good because Canada is trying to get only quality students. They are not trying to get all students. They have tried to reduce, they have increased the GIC limit. They have tried to avoid basic diploma programs that are not in align with the program in demand. They have where you will not be able to get postgraduate work permit. They have made that spouses cannot apply on a dependent visa. So all those spouses used to earlier apply and take away jobs, they will not be able to take away job. So they have tried to see how the students who are in Canada are able to get job, are able to get a good future. So in that sense, if you are looking at, if you are a serious student, then all these changes are important. Okay. Now, one more thing. Recently, Canada also come up with basically some more basic things. Since there were a lot of changes, students were not able to know whether what these changes is effective from when. Okay. Whether basically people who are applying for September, October intake, will it be applied? Whether it will be applied for January 2025 intake, when these students will be affected with all these changes. So they have given a direction saying that students who are applying for student study permit visa before 1st of November, that is by 31st of October, if they are applying, the changes will not be affected to those students. That means if you are applying for study permit visa on 31st of October, last date, okay, you will still, even if you're applying for a diploma program 1 year, you will be eligible for 1 year work permit. Even if you're applying for 2 years diploma program, you'll get 3 years of work permit. Even if the program that you're applying is not in program in demand, you will get a post study work permit. Am I clear?
Plus, you'll be able to give a spouse also, like,
No. The
No.
dependent, they will not be able to take.
Okay, okay.
The dependent will diploma program students will not be able to carry dependent. But other things will not be affected. There is also basically stricter English language requirement. For example, people who are going to do their diploma will have to take IELTS again for work permit. Now, if you are able to get a good IELTS score, then you will not have a problem. Okay, later on for work
What
permit
should
as
be
well.
the minimum score of IELTS?
Now, IELTS for degree program is 6 in each band. That is, they
Okay,
are saying SLAP 7, which is
okay,
6 in each band. And for
okay,
diploma program, they are saying SLAP 5, which is around basically 5 band in
okay.
the IELTS.
Thank you. Huh?
So they are made stricter. But if you are applying by 31st of October, this rule of language of getting 6 band in each module, okay, is not applicable. By if you are applying by 31st of October. That means what I want to say in this video is that if students have all the documents ready, have the IELTS ready, they can take a one-on-one Zoom appointment. The link is given in the description. You can book and basically a one-on-one appointment, and we can help you to apply to colleges and universities, which will give you a faster offer letter, and you will have to pay the deposit. Now in Canada, you have to pay the deposit, you have to pay 1 year tuition fees, you have to pay GIC. So if you are applying by 17th of this month, before 17th of this month to colleges, then it is possible that by 31st of October, you can apply for your study permit visa. It is still possible. So that is why I thought let me make this video, because this is very, very important, because there will be a lot of students who would like to take advantage of this new situation, that the new rules will not be applicable to the students who are applying before 31st of October 2024. Am I clear? But they have to apply for study permit visa. Okay. If they have not applied for study permit visa, and if they are going to apply on 1st of November, the new rule will be applicable.